because we've never done underwater jumps before.
Right.
That's fair. How deep was the water the last time you were there?
Was that waist height?
And how long ago was that?
It was, how do I say this in game terms?
You
Several
use
months?
seasons. Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
isn't-
Several months.
that,
Several months.
yeah, several months. And it was going up quite quickly.
How
So,
long did it take to get from nothing to waist high?
Logan, how long did that take? Roughly a month,
A couple weeks or a month.
couple weeks, a month. Yeah, I'd say a month. And that was with the gate to Cyberpunk being opened and the box in the police office sucking in all the water.
Oh.
Yeah. That was on top of all that.
Hey.
But yeah, I definitely considered an adventure going to Burlington, exploring, returning. That's
I mean, it might not be underwater, we don't
So,
know. It
yeah, I
may
mean-
reset.
Can we
Might be
shadow
like-
walk the spaceship?
No, it has to be on the ground.
or flying super close to it,
The all flies,
Which-
yeah.
which makes it a little tricky for whoever's doing it. But assuming you're an expert pilot, you should be able to pull it off. Right, Glenn?
Uh-huh.
Mm,
I'm guessing like 5 to 10 meters of water.
might be, yeah, roughly.
Yeah, assuming consistent rates, assuming nothing odd happened there during the various things that went on, making those general assumptions, sure.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, one of us would have to just go and look.
Mm-hmm.
Know that
Yeah.
I can learn how to scuba.
In a life and death situations, usually how I like to pick up new skills as well.
Does anybody have more than hobby at boating?
I'm barely. Oh, boating? Yeah, I can do it for a living. Sailboat, I mean.
Nope.
Well,
So
I can-
watercraft medium, something like
is
that.
it
Right?
medium or hold on?
Probably
What?
medium, unless you're.
Yeah, it's medium. Yeah, medium. Medium primitive water.
Get a medium-sized gondola so it's not as tall.
I just can't
There's-
wait to see where this is fucking going. I'm really curious here.
There's still the issue of having to row it for a long time to shadow walk. Because it's 80 kilometers.
Put a sideboard motor on it. On the gondola.
James Bond did it.
Now it's
How about this?
skill.
Why don't we ask Clem if Burlington is functional, and we can surmise a few things based off that.
Sure. Question of, so we're thinking that we'd be able to, like, Clems would be functional and completely underwater, and you'd be trapped in a Clems.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah. Which would mean that there's a Clem on the other side if it's functional, and you can just have a sign being like, "Please, shave and a haircut me back."
Well, you need to take the barbershop pole with you, because we took that out and put it in.
It shows her like trying to fucking not breathe and install a barbershop pole. And is this right? And eventually just. Yeah, the PCs may have fucking stolen the barbershop pole.
Yeah, those are stashed somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the
Well,
embassy.
the ones that haven't disappeared, yes. Have you
Yeah,
checked
that's
in
still
the embassy? I would double check and make sure however many you think are there.
in the storage. It says 2,
Cool.
unless you took them out.
You're making assumptions without looking. Is that what you're telling me?
Okay, I'm checking.
Okay. I mean, because it may not have been me. Somebody else entirely may or may not have removed
All right,
stuff.
let's see. Yep, there's still 2 there.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Because I don't know what our PCs are doing. They may be like, I've always wanted a barber pole rammed up my little chocolate whizzway. I'm going to take one out. And somebody else comes up with the same thing, and what's barbershop pole fight with them sticking out of and then they're both gone.
Yeah, there's still 2 there, so it's fine.
Now I'm imagining 2 grown men with barbershop poles sticking out of their rectums trying to sword fight with them.
So it's up to you if you want to try it. Basically, if we go there, the only way you're getting out is either Trump or reinstalling the barbershop pole.
You said those gates were open.
You mean one gate that goes to the radiated cyberpunk zone in the
It's all
back.
the way out.
Yeah, you'd definitely be out.
We have trumps of each other.
Yeah. But as I said, I don't know if it'll work if you're underwater. It might.
Well, let's try that right now. Is
There
there
you
a tub somewhere?
Which zone are you currently in?
That's a good
Where do you
question.
want-
I look around myself.
Let's see.
We're in Beastkin at the
I
moment.
think, they don't really, in order to really test it well, I'd recommend like a swimming pool rather than a bathtub. But I mean, even their bathtubs are pretty small. However, Shermer's got like a YMCA you could go to if you wanted to get over there somehow.
Let's just whatever biggest of Beastkin, like a lake or something, or a swimming pool or whatever.
Sure, there's a lake. I mean, the water won't be as clear as a swimming pool, but yeah.
Okay.
So who's going to go into the lake, and are they going to pull out their trumps while they're underwater? Or...
No, we're
No,
going to
the
trump
dry
them out.
person is going to trump them out.
That's probably a better idea.
I'll go in the lake.
All right, and no problem. Give me a. Now, are you wanting to strip down, or you just want to wade into the water and go, I have no desire to live, and just wade out?
Strip down.
What's that?
Strip down.
Okay. Right, give me a swim roll to see if you can get out there, or if you're just going to slowly sink and hope somebody fucking gets you before you drown.
Order.
Oh, yeah, you swim like a fish out there.
Okay, Dana, go for it.
To take him out with a trump?
Glenn, go underwater.
I don't know what all my...
You have a trump of him, right?
I do,
Just like
but I'm not... Get back up, Declan. I'm not sure with all of the changes what to use the trump is under, so I'm like scrolling. I now
No,
have...
It's not a
you
skill.
just use it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
No
Calling
problem.
Glenn.
Excellent. Right. Eventually, after a minute or two or whatever time is it's on there, she gets in touch with Glenn. You have an incoming call. Would you like to answer? It might be from her. GM may decide some bad guy's going to call you at the exact same time.
Answer.
Excellent. It's
Are you
her.
underwater?
Yes.
You kind of see him underwater and stuff, and then he comes in, and then he needs to advance toward you, and you put out your hand. So he discovers it's a swimming roll to properly advance toward you. So assuming he makes it, he's quite the fucking swimmer. This shouldn't be a problem. Oh yeah, he does so, and a fuck ton of water and him spill out of the car.
Yes.
So yeah, that's great.
Hey.
Now you're partially wet. He's laying there mostly naked and panting like he's been holding his breath, waiting for somebody to fucking contact him. He does not look like a happy bunny.
Whew.
I added that to the Trump rules and shit.
Catch any fish? No? Okay.
Now it would be fun to know, as we're dripping wet, if while a person is doing clems, if you can like be already starting to call them.
No.
No, it has to start after they appear.
Yep.
So, Glenn, are you good at scuba gear?
It's a hobby.
You feeling lucky?
Let's do it.
Alright, let's go to... Which cleanse do you want to cleanse from?
Clems that is okay getting all wet and we're not have arousing suspicion.
You guys are the most suspicious people ever.
So I guess I'm saying not the rock, where like everything's
So,
recorded.
Unless
Voris?
we've got scuba gear in storage somewhere, we need to go buy some.
I don't know. You might want to check.
Not seeing any.
I know we bought some. Well,
At some point in our lives, we may have bought some scuba gear and hidden it somewhere from
No.
ourselves.
We bought some early on, but it was in
It's like in
it
Gothic.
was in Red Carpet or Night City, so it's gone now.
there's gas masks. I don't see any.
So which zone are you going to go to? To buy scuba gear and shit?
It seems like a Shermer purchase.
I don't
Um,
have that much money in there.
No, we can go to Voris.
Forest. Yeah. Yeah, gas masks with oxygen.
Yeah, I don't think that's really the same.
Yeah, it's not really help.
And yeah, Sleestack scuba gear should be just fine for a human, right? Right?
Get the human.
Do you have the breathe underwater spell, Glenn?
That would be a big help.
Keep forgetting that we're magical.
Yeah. Magic doesn't work at Burlington.
That would be awkward if it didn't work in Berlin.
Well, you can cast the spell before you go there and have it be active.
Maybe, unless the magic is lower chance there, and then it may just shut off, much to his surprise.
Well, it was very difficult last time I was there.
I don't recommend it then.
Yeah.
Also, agents or something. I don't have that spell anyway.
Okay.
So, Sleestack scuba.
Sleestack scuba.
Can we have it modified for humans?
No, that would take a long time and be a lot of money, and they don't want to spend that much money on Glenn's survival. The big fun thing is that there's like a hole in the top of the head thing where your horn is supposed to come out, and plus their jaws and face are a bit different. So essentially, it's kind of a very uncomfortable, very strange fit that should be enough to give you a slight negative. Not a
Can
big.
we seal the hole?
No reason to. Well, you could use duct tape, I suppose.
Sure.
I'm not gonna take a negative.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Nope.
Yeah. So you want to spend some extra money and get custom-made stuff? I mean,
Or go to Shermer.
Or go to Shermer. I mean, it'll take them a while to figure out your strange anatomy and stuff.
They've got humans there.
Not many, and none of them are really into scuba diving.
Just do it. Custom scuba gear. That'll be great.
Sure, they're going to just need $5,000 and a couple of days to do it.
Get the money.
So,
out
what
of
do
it.
you breathe exactly? When I ask you?
Air.
Just kind of generally, I mean, you know, he begins talking chemistry. If you can give me a chemistry and biology roll, you can get a lot more specific than air. Otherwise, you're just going to guess kind of the same as you. I don't know what that white smoke shit is that you put in yours, but I guess that's okay for me.
Can I assist with that? Since we're all
You
together.
make your own roll and go, no, I think it's this other shit that you're actually
Oxygen
breathing.
is the important part.
Yeah, but there's a certain mix, and it's different for scuba, and it also depends on how deep and all that. There's a lot of shit to it. Freddie goes, I think it's air.
I quit my biology.
Cool. You could try again at half on your chemistry to figure out the exact ratio. You're pretty convinced as a human he mostly breathes oxygen. Carbon monoxide's bad. You remember that from cars. And he goes, it's air. Just tell him air.
Let's go to Shermer.
They know what you breathe in Shermer. So you guys, let's see, getting to Voros, you probably fucking had to Trump there. You know that Freddie's got some Trump things. You guys keep not specifying how you're getting there and making rolls.
I have Trumps basically everywhere.
Yeah, go ahead and make your roll, because eventually you'll roll a double out.
We
And
need
I'll make it
Shermer money.
Yes.
I have Voris money.
Oh, that was close.
See?
I've got some Shermer money.
Okay. Right, you guys, how are you getting to Shermer?
Trump.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll on the Trump to Shermer, Freddie, because that one was to get to Boris. Fortunately, Freddie is a fucking encyclopedia of different places to go. Eventually, he'll make a whole separate deck and hide it somewhere so he doesn't. In case
I'm working on it.
Nice. All right, and you guys go over there, and you go into the scuba thing, and you're like, I want to buy a scuba set. And the guy goes, how good a quality do you want? The basic scuba set is $1,000, or you get the nice one for $2,000, or you get the fucking deluxe for $5,000.
What's the difference?
I don't know what kind of scuba. Where are you going to go scuba diving at? Says the guy. How deep are you going to go? What is your intent? Are you going like skating, scuba diving? Are you going off the coast of India? Where are you going?
Gonna scuba dive.
Or do you want just everywhere? I mean, are you going Arctic scuba diving? Are you going? I mean, there's a lot of different ways you go. Caving.
It's a flooded building.
Ooh, so like caving. You're going to want something good with like lights and stuff like that in case they don't have any lights and all that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to buy the best you can. Man. You don't want to risk. You have $5,000 in Sherman dollars?
Yep.
Wow. He goes, junk, just slams down a bunch of money. Goes, all right. So now you've got like the weight belts, and you got the oxygen tanks, and you make sure they're all topped off for you. And there's like different kinds of gases and shit that they put in there, human gases. And you listen to some human music and shit while it's going on. And then you got the big lights and stuff, and you got like a little net bag and stuff. And yeah, you're good. You got like a fucking diving knife in case you need to fucking slash somebody's throat or your own or wherever. You're good.
Or your own. What a salesman.
Yeah.
Do you have some training videos that we can watch? Instruction pamphlets.
Sure.
Oh, a book.
A book. Yeah.
An instruction manual.
He sells you a book for $10 more. There you go.
Does it come with a book?
No, it comes with this pamphlet. Would you like the pamphlet?
It's like the 2 uses of the knife. You or others.
Big card, I like that. So, right, you've got a $10 book, you look at it, doesn't really fucking help. It's like, do not breathe, sleep, stack hair. No. And, right, so you're good, right?
$5,000. I should get a harpoon gun.
Actually, a harpoon gun costs. Hold on, I got that. Let's see here, because players always want to harpoon shit. Let's see, you can buy they call it a spear gun. You can get one for $100. It's kind of a one-shot deal, but
That'd be fun in our
What?
spaceship.
What skill is that?
Spear gun. Yeah. Spear gun.
Yeah.
It'd be it's a learned skill. But if you ever want to spear gun some guy and staple him to a tree with it while you're trying to make out with some girl on the beach and shit, and say things like, I think he got the point, and expect her to still be in the mood for some reason after you do that, that's the new skill you can learn. Because women like it when you kill a random guy so that he's pinned to a fucking tree nearby, so his dead eyes can watch you trying to make out with her. Women love that kind of shit. Oh, yeah.
Did you get anything else? Or
just with a spear gun?
I think we're good.
do you want a bazooka as well? Or
I'm taking the spear gun.
Yeah, I figured as much. Okay, yeah.
Spear gun, net, barbershop.
It's a net bag. If you'd like an actual bigger net for wrapping around somebody to give you a plus 30% to spear gun his ass, then you can buy a net for like $100. It's got like weights and it's a big one. You have to swim around him and shit. Or you could set up in the doorway so when he swims into the clams and shit and it gets caught in the net, then you could fucking spear gun him at a plus 30.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's
Okay,
chop us out, Freddie.
let's go back to the embassy, grab the barbershop pole.
Barbershop.
Great.
And
Go ahead and give me a roll for the embassy trump as you trumping over there, trying not to roll that double out because your luck is way too good. This is more fun if somebody's got like a luck.
What do we need a pole for?
so you can reactivate cleanse if everything's
The
fine down
cleanse
there.
is missing a pole.
Oh.
Well, now, this is
How
going
am I
to
going
be...
to clumps in there?
Yeah, the cleanse there is missing a pole.
I think you can get there, but you can't use it to get out.
We've done that before.
Okay.
Assuming it's not destroyed. If it is, then well, we're fine.
It's underwater. I still don't think it'll work.
Well,
I mean,
now they've strapped a cleanse pole to your scuba tank because you didn't have enough hands.
We can do multiple trips. Let's do just did he die? Maybe trip. I don't know. I guess it's up to you, Glenn. Do you want to mess with the barbershop pole? First trip? Only trip? Death trip.
I mean,
He's looking brave. I like it.
you'd still need a clumb there, and the clumb
That
was
will
there,
make a clem once you put it in.
but it'll be underwater.
It's probably gonna be like scuba gear clem.
I mean, we don't know.
It's experiment.
All right.
By the way, it takes a while for cleanse to restore itself.
Yep.
So it's not instant.
Take card, Freddie. I was really curious if anybody bring that up.
And potentially the back room is also a void still, even if it's underwater and inactive. So it's a good job that you got the lights.
No wonder they're mad. Draining all that water.
Hey, if nothing else, you can open up the back room door and suck all the water down in that vortex. If
That's
there is
what
one.
Glenn was saying that would piss them off.
Eh,
Freddy
It's just
doesn't
the
care about
Lords of Chaos through there. That's all. They
Hmm.
All right.
won't do
Yes,
nothing.
Try it. Let's do it.
Okay, so we'll go to what clans do you want to go from? Forest?
Sure.
We'll go to Forest. Yes,
Hmm.
oh well, hold on. Yeah, we'll grab the.
You guys all gather around to watch Glenn go off and die. He's sitting there in a scuba suit. And he turns on the air and shit. And he's like, he's ready, and he thinks he's ready, but he's not going to make his actual scuba roll until he's there. And then we'll determine, because he thinks that's air. He hopes it is all working. He hopes everything's right, but he doesn't roll until he actually gets there and discovers if it is or not. Because
Oh, Glenn,
Yeah.
turn your bracelet on open comms so we have constant communication with each other.
You
Beep,
want to
boop.
hear every scream.
Yeah. Done.
Oh, here, take this as well. I grabbed one of my throat microphones and I handed it to him. Connect this to your bracelet. It's Bluetooth. So
did
you
you
can talk to us.
waterproof throat mics?
No.
Cool. Electronics do well underwater. He should be fine.
Okay, I don't do that then.
Oh no, he's got a scuba suit on.
Yeah, but how are you talking that?
Not well. I mean, there's a fucking tube partially in his teeth and shit. So it's probably more to hear you guys laugh at him, is my guess.
If you want to leave, if you want me to trump you out, hold up an upside down thumb to the monitor, and I'll pull you out.
Now, keep in mind that the actual monitor moves when you move your wrist. So if you're flailing around, then they'll just see a lot of flailing. They'll do that if your scuba suit isn't working properly when you get there.
All right, so open comms and ready to go. Good luck,
Now,
Glenn.
there might be some good news. Question for Glenn: what is your essence at?
12.
12. Okay, so 6. How many hero points do you currently have?
20.
Okay, so that means if you do die, you only end up losing 14 hero points because you'll be back to 6. If you die, so you'll be all right. Right? Good. Okay, you're right.
Great.
So he sits in the barber's chair. You can't tell if he's sweating or not because he's wearing a fucking scuba suit. He does not look comfortable. He's got barbershop poles strapped to his tank where it's just going to be a bit awkward for him to get to. And he's got it because in his other hand, he's holding a spear gun and he has a fucking knife in his sheath and a net bag for any loot that he finds if he wants to bring it back.
Oh, take this skill 15, by the way.
Oh, I thought you were handing him more shit. And take this with you. It's like, why are you handing me
It's a
this?
paddle ball.
Just
And
in
then
case you need it.
as he's sitting there, and Clem's like, Addy, what can I do you for? And he's like, so in order to tell Clem you have to take your shit out. Pardon me, says Clem.
Shave, please.
Hot towel?
Yes.
Where are you going back to?
Burlington.
And you slap the respirator back in, and he comes over and puts a hot towel over you. You guys see him disappear. Now, unfortunately, he can't hear you because he's underwater, and I'm not even sure if it's. Glenn, give me a brace or give me a luck roll at half, checking for bracelet. Yeah, your bracelet, of course, it's working. So you can't hear them, but they can hear you going. Rrr, rrr, rrr. So which is great. And go ahead and give me a scuba roll because I'm curious to see just how that shit's working out for you. If you can roll that well on your scuba, you should be absolutely fine as opposed to drowning.
I'm going to play the skill 15.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Scuba.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's.
Okay, so you're in there, and you're in a kind of a weird cleanse. With your lights and stuff, you can see more, and it looks like the cleanse is kind of a combination of some sort of. It looks like it's made out of weird kind of pinkish stone and stuff now, but it's still got the barber seats, and you're not sure what in the fuck is going on. But it does have an exit and stuff if you want to give me a swim roll so you can begin. I mean, you're awesome at swimming, so if you can just make a swim roll, you can tootle around as much as you'd like to.
Is there a clem there?
No.
Okay.
No Merclum?
Not yet.
Okay, I go to the door.
Give me a swim roll, just one for the whole time, because you got over 60. If you make it, then unless something really weird happens or whatever, you're going to be okay. No problem. You're swimming like a fucking champ. You swim over, you look around, and you see some people kind of swimming by, and they're like, "Reporter," and they look like this.
Oh, I love it.
There you go.
Where is it?
They're the sea monkeys.
So for the listening audience, it looks like they have like tails with fins on them. They all have like these three horn things that come out of their head and end in balls, and they're all naked for some reason. And they're sea monkeys, like in the old 1950s ad, and they're just swimming by because sea monkeys were actually invented back then, and it all fits in the 1950s. And it looks like they no longer have homes; they have little small castles and shit. Each one of them has their own little small castle, and so is Clem.
Oh, wow.
You are baffled by this. Give me a really mild sand roll, unless you have paradigm distortion maxed out. And it looks like, yeah, you're okay with this. You're okay. It shows his hand going down toward his fucking knife, like, come on, and he's resisting and shit.
Just glad it wasn't deep ones.
Right? So, what do you want to do?
I grab the barber pole.
Give me a contortions roll plus 10% to get it, because as I said, it's kind of strapped to an awkward thing, and you're in scuba gear, and it's just a little bit tricky, but at plus 10, you should have no problem at all, because, by God, you investigated sewers of disappointment, so your contortion should be amazing by now.
Play a skill 5 on that.
Right. You guys, both of you two give me spot hidden rolls as you're. Yep. There's absolutely no way, short of taking off your tank and all kinds of really awkward, horrible shit, that you will ever get that thing off of your back. You two give me spot hidden rolls. You don't see shit. You just see it flailing away.
Try to. Well, I've got an assistant reroll card. I need to trade it to you guys.
Just play it on.
You see, he sticks his head in there, go. That means give me the assistant reroll, because he has a way of communicating. You guys see a close up of his panic-stricken face, blowing bubbles at you.
Hey, you wanted to trade the assistant reroll and then have me play it on you? I can do that.
I've done it.
Already got it.
Oh.
I did put us back on the other page.
Oh, sorry. That is excellent. Yes. Welcome to Sea Monkey World. As I said, I'm completely ready for you guys to go to bed.
Okay. The rerolls played.
I don't know why all the castles are kind of pink.
Change my modifier.
Seems to be just kind of how they roll here.
Got it.
Oh.
No problem. Yeah, you managed to Herculean effort, and then you go over and do you remember what the correct way to put it into the barbershop thing is, Glenn? There's a correct way and an incorrect way, and they both look super similar.
Scott, Are you able to trade cards?
Yeah.
Because I have a memory card. If you don't know, if the GM remembers, he can remind you of a point that you forgot. Could that work for this?
Like,
Yes.
to reset it, they used to take it out and flip it upside down and then put it back.
Yes. Do you remember which side is up and which side is down? The memory card will definitely let him do it. He looks at it. It's got two sides. He's like, he just shows him sitting there with his pole.
It's got
The fish
stripes,
swims by.
so it should. I think the barber poles spin so that the stripes go down.
Well done. Take a card. Yes. And he sits there with underwater, and you guys can see him like spinning the barbershop pole in the middle of the water slowly. He goes, he goes over.
He's still alive then.
Oh yeah, he's definitely still alive. And right, he goes over and he puts it in.
I'll
Nothing.
send him a text on the bracelet.
Give me a spot hidden roll before you say what it says. Give me a spot hidden roll, Glenn, to see if you notice a text coming up because you're busy and there's a lot going. Oh yeah, you notice it.
Go up and see if there's air at the surface.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do next.
No problem. You swim up until boom. No, there's no air.
No surface at all.
Okay.
It took a while to swim up there. You got about 75% of your air left.
Okay.
You've been underwater for 45 minutes now.
Oh, wow. That
It took a while to swim up here.
I swim back down.
Okay. You've been underwater for an hour and a half. You've got about 50% of your air left.
I'm gonna look around town.
I'll send him another text.
Spot the gates and any other
Can you
landmarks.
check?
All the homes and shit are in the exact same places, all replaced with little castles and shit. The bigger buildings are bigger castles and shit. They're all labeled the same. And you see, like in the curl up and die, you see one of the female mer people go over and they put the hairdryer and she floats up the ceiling. And there's a woo, like this happens a lot apparently. And so she got electrocuted.
Oh, jeez. Do I get tarot cards?
Yes, the zone has changed significantly enough. It has, yes. So let me go off that page. And your new tarot cards for this what in the fuck is going on here zone is the Emperor.
Oh, nice.
And the Eight of Swords.
I want to send Glenn one more text. Does it need to make another spot hidden, or can I just do it?
You do it now. He knows that you're going to be bothering him while he's busy trying to die.
Glenn, check the grandfather clock in the bed and breakfast.
Card for Freddy. Your error is down to, you've got a good maybe half hour left before you start dying by the time you fucking swim over there, because it was a lot faster when you were walking or, you know, had a car or something. I mean, you got lovely fins and shit with the cool logo on them and stuff, give me an endurance roll. You've been swimming for a long time. Plus, you could check in endurance if you can pull it off. Oh, yeah. You are not tired at all. In fact, you swim a little faster than I thought you would. Time left. You got a good, say, 45 minutes left instead before, death. And you go swim over there, and god damn, it's there, but it's not there. It's almost like a ghost clock, ghost grandfather clock. That's, Are you trying to touch it? Is that what you're doing?
No, I try to hold my bracelet so that they can see it.
Ah, okay. You guys eventually, he gets the right angle and stuff.
Still the same then. I say that to him. As
He,
well as
he
Dana.
hears.
Oh, I texted to him.
Ah, more text. Ah,
Want to go look at where the water spout was?
that's quite a swim. You should be close to out of air by the time you reach it.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Cool. No problem. You swim over there. You're clinging on to the last of your endurance and whatnot. You get over there, and it just looks like a normal bottom and stuff. There's some crates and things that look like they are waterlogged all the shit. Doesn't look like anything horribly interesting is in them. Like cloth and stuff like that. Looks like they probably stole it from 1950s before it got taken over and then it was dumped here a while back. But there's no big whirlpool or anything like that. You got a good 5 minutes of air
There's
left.
no gate.
No.
I'll send him one more text. How's magic over there? Can you cast spells?
Well, you got half the ability to cast spells in that you can move freely, but you're not able to speak worth really well. I mean, unless you take off your respirator, go coughing.
Never mind.
Since you have the best scuba gear on your wrist, a small red light goes off, meaning if you haven't surfaced, you're probably already dead.
I could try like shape shifting or something, but I don't know if that's bad.
Would you like to try shape shifting while you're deep underwater? He gives a thumbs down.
Dana, jump.
Yes.
Jump.
I jump him back.
All right, you concentrate for a minute. It just shows him watching the fucking air slowly running out and shit because he's left it way too long. But eventually, now Dana, I need you to give me a willpower roll, as it's willpower times 5, so it's not terribly tough, but it is kind of tricky because your bad circumstances here. So if you make a willpower times 5, then you can do it, but it's a little bit tricky. You have to really kind of work on creating the link. If you can make it, he does not need a swim roll to get to you because he's already done one, and I'm impressed with his swimming and endurance. So
I didn't make it.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking die.
Damn it, Dana, give me that. Give me that. Give me that.
Hand it over to Freddie.
And
I
you're,
don't
you're down to like
No,
one
I don't
fucking
give it to
minute
you. Ah! I try again, just a reroll. I'll pause it.
Oh, okay.
We don't have 2 minutes, Freddie.
Giving the thumb down.
There we go.
Oh,
Great.
Oh.
And,
Okay.
you haul him out and just covered in water, and so are you. And Freddie manages to nimbly get aside. Ha! I'm ready to run in case a giant snake comes out with him or something, because that's how Freddie rolls. And so he's laying there gasping for air and such in his scuba stuff, and he's still got his spear gun, which he immediately discharges into Freddie at the end.
So, how did it go?
Whew. Made quite a splash.
Oh, take a card for a good pun.
Glenn James. Do you have a pun license? I'm pretty sure that's 2,000.
Okay. This isn't Guri. All right, so sea monkeys.
yes.
Sea monkeys everywhere.
Yes.
They seem friendly. They all wish you happy Friday while you're trying not to drown.
So with the barber pole in, we could potentially cleanse there and be underwater.
Yeah, we can cleanse that and back now. Hopefully.
Let's fill up your tank and see if you can come back and forth.
Can you shapeshift gills?
I can.
It's a
Says the
higher
guy who refused to fucking go because he was scared. It just shows Glenn glaring at him as he's sitting there.
Wow.
I can try if you want. I can go there.
I
I mean,
got
now I
some
know
new
it's safe.
cards.
Alright, hold on. Let me try this. You might want to look. Oh, you know what? You're gonna see this anyway. Never mind.
I close my eyes.
Yeah.
Do you want to grab her hand and have her touch your gills?
Maybe I can do it tomorrow.
Fortunately, the session will end before you get to try again. But you guys end up with that stuff, and you can have time to store your scuba suit and whatnot just before we end it, and of course the spear gun wherever you would like to.
Don't
Yeah.
forget to write your trumps on the board.
Yeah. Oh,
Repeat.
where are we, Forrest?
We're in
Yeah,
Voris.
at the moment, yeah. Hold on, I'll trump us back to the embassy.
I can use your storage locker if you don't mind.
Well, we now have a ship too.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you want to put it in the storage locker, sure. That's fine.
Yeah. Can you give me a key? So
I only have one.
they make copies.
Okay. Let's go ask
It's a big
the.
ask, Glenn.
I mean,
Mhm.
I could just lockpick it again like I did last time, but
Look,
Which storage locker is this?
the one in Voris.
Are you talking about the one in the PI organization?
No. The one I bought.
Oh, that one. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask the storage unit owner for a copy of the key.
It's your lock, he says. I don't have a copy of the key for your lock. If I don't like your lock, I cut it off.
just take it to the hardware store and ask them to copy it.
Why is he wearing a scuba suit?
Sure, yeah, we'll go to the hardware store. We'll go to the locksmith and pay a copy.
No problem. Yeah, it costs you $1.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
I'll pay for that.
That's mighty generous of you.
I know.
Gosh. All right, no problem. You end up giving him a key, which may or may not work. And I know I
We're
used
gonna
to
drop
cut
my
keys.
stuff off, so I go test it.
Cool. Give me a luck roll at negative 10% because they rarely work on the first few attempts, and so you have to keep going to the hardware store. I know I used to cut keys for a living, and people came back to me all the time. Why doesn't this work? I was like, I don't care.
I made it.
Okay. Yours, however, works. So
Uh-huh.
no problem. You store the stuff in, when he says storage locker, he's talking about the green box type thing, a storage shed.
Yeah, the unit, the whole.
Storage unit.
Yeah. So please make a note on the storage unit of this added shed.
Okay. How do I add new lines to this
Just use the
chart
spreadsheet.
thing?
It's a lot easier. Just use a spreadsheet. It's at the very top.
Oh,
Click the link, and you can add it.
okay.
Cool. Now, let's see. We are going to end the session there with him looking disgruntled and stuff. And people are like, why is that man wearing it? Let's see. Dana, since you, even though everybody helped buy it, and actually, no, I'll give cards to everybody. Everybody grab an extra 2 cards. This is for the pride of ownership of a new spaceship, which may end up crashing into the giant red sun soon. But in the meantime, the Raven is there. And go ahead and let's see. Does anybody have ideas for the name of this show?
Let's buy a spaceship.
If it was a shorter thing, that would work better. Short is good on the names.
Space time. As in one word, space time.
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
Who else has got an idea? The Raven?
um,
The Raven, or something like Raven and Chicks.
Hmm. That'll be a confusing one for some people after listening to this. Okay.
Splashing Millions.
Splashing Millions?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's splashing with
Yeah.
Burlington and Millions because we spent millions.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Scott, you got an idea?
Mm. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Freddie and Sheila take a card for names. Which one do you guys like best? Raven and Chicks, Space Time, Splashing Millions, or the Raven?
Probably the Raven or Splashing Millions.
Like the Raven.
Yeah, I think the Ravens one.
Classy sounding.